Hello there, my friends, and welcome. Happy that you are here. And if you are new to Transform, welcome. We are a thriving, engaged, supportive community, and we are here for you. So I'm really glad that you're joining us. And I am excited to talk today about jumping into your liberated life. So for those of you who may know, my second book is called Jump and Your Life Will Appear. And it's the subtitle to that book is an inch by inch guide to making a major change. And so the whole premise is that when we set our sights too big, we actually keep ourselves stuck longer by not taking any sort of step at all. And so what I really want to support you in being able to do is the micro movements that mobilize. So that's the important thing to remember. And to really pay attention to the way that we are making our choices and taking our actions, because our choice and our action is what determines the future we live into. So I always say that our present moment choice predicts our future. Our present moment choice is the crystal ball that we're looking for. But the thing is that we have so much more power. We are so much more empowered than we know to make the changes that we want in our life. And it's all about really harnessing our desire. It's about opening up to our preferences, opening up to wanting, and opening up to the willingness to make the changes that we want to make. So when we're looking at our liberation, when we're looking at what freedom feels like for us, it's something that we each individually need to feel into, because we may all define freedom differently. I know for me, one of the ways I define freedom is being able to stand in my truth, live in alignment with my truth, express my truth without fear. And for me, boundaries are the bridge to that freedom. Boundaries are the way that I get to live in alignment with my truth and make that my way of life. And so I invite you to just check in with yourself around, where do you need some freedom in your life? Where do you need some liberation? Where are you feeling stuck? Where are you feeling confined? And what you will begin to notice is the way that we really are our own prison guards. We are the ones who are keeping us, we are the ones who are keeping ourselves stuck, which means we also are the one who has the key. And that's what I want to support you with here today. So let me just take a moment and say some quick hellos. Hey, Rhonda. Hey, Jennifer. Hi, Yvette. Hi, Barbara. Hi, Holly. Hi, Sarah. Welcome, welcome. So a quick reminder that if you have not yet grabbed my latest freebie that is called your updated operating manual, your new building blocks for a liberated life, you can do that at nancylevin.com/manual. And in there, I've got some exercises that are going to take you through a short process to be able to really look at your vision, look at truth, look at your sense of self-worth, look at giving yourself permission to put yourself first, and then setting boundaries that stick. So this is the progression that we are working with here. And as we want to move into our liberated life, something I really want you to start paying attention to, especially in this time that we are, there's so many euphemisms now people are using for this time. Yes, it's the pandemic, it's the time of COVID-19, it's the great pause, even as things are reopening. But notice what you have begun to implement into your life during this time that you want to keep as we move forward. I don't even want to say when this is over, because I don't have any sense of the overness of this. I think that we are in a process globally. I think we're in an ongoing process, and we're simply emerging into the next phase or the next iteration of whatever's happening. But notice what parts of you and what parts of daily life that you've, and notice what you're still wanting to shed. Because that's really, when I'm talking about boundaries, I'm simply talking about the ways in which you're creating your life for yourself on your own terms. I'm simply talking about the way that you are carefully choosing and consciously curating what you want to have in your life, even as you are deciding what you want to release. And so, in terms of this liberation, I want you to really get that you have creative control. You do get to design a life that you want to live. And it begins with having a sense of vision of, where do I want to go from here? What's next for me? I hear from so many people, and I've talked about it here before, that this time is really illuminating the changes that you've wanted to make in your life pre-pandemic, but you didn't have the courage before. And yet now there's a new sense of, if not now, when, or a sense of what have I got to lose? And so there's a way that we are being fueled, that this time is becoming a catalyst for us to really be able to look within and see what we want to create as we're moving forward. Let's see. Hi, Michael. Sally. Hi, Sally. Hi, Gail. Nice to see you here. Hey, Christine. Hi, Teresa. Hi, Joy. Let's see. Hi, Carly. Hi, Leanne. Nice to see you here too. So I really want you to start thinking about, what are these elements of a liberated life for you? Where are you, the first step in Jump in Your Life will appear. And the first step in my Jump coaching is admit to yourself what you already know to be true. And this is a great place to begin, because we all have a truth that is nesting inside of us that we've been shooing away. A voice that has been at one time just whispering, but it's likely screaming to you by now. And maybe, just maybe, you're willing to tune in and really listen. And maybe, just maybe, you're willing to start making the changes that you've been longing to make, either changes that you've been talking about, changes that you've been hiding from, whatever they might be. But I really want to support you in being able to make some shifts now. And the important thing here is remembering, we're looking at the micro movements. We're looking at the inch by inch. This isn't about running a marathon all at once. This is about one step at a time. And it doesn't have to be the right step. It doesn't have to be the right action. This is something that I hear about a lot. Am I making the right choice? Am I making the right move? It's more important to take action in a direction, one direction or another, than it is to be focused on what's the right action. Because we can always course correct. But if we don't put our foot down on either side of the fence, we're stuck. And so this is about getting you unstuck. Hey, Daisy, nice to see you here. Hi, Michelle. Hey, Alyssa. Hi, Linda. Nice to see you all here. So again, I want to remind you that you can grab the freebie, which is nancylevin.com/manual. And I also want to let you know that in a couple of weeks, mid-June, I'm creating something for us here in Transform Together. If you remember, right at the beginning of the pandemic in March, I created a road trip. It was kind of like a spring break road trip, because none of us could go anywhere. And so in June, I'm creating another kind of getaway for us, since so many of us are still are still locked down in some way or another. So I'm creating a getaway for us. You're going to get more information about it as we get a little bit closer, but I just wanted to let you know that mid-June, I'm planning something for you inside of this group once again. Hey there, Heidi. Nice to see you here too. So as you're looking at what your freedom feels like, as you're feeling into that, and here's something I want to say. This comes up often in my coaching. And I'm actually someone who's like this too. It's not so much about being able to see something. So don't get concerned if you're not, visual, or if you're not a visualizer. We all have whatever sense is most alive for us in being able to connect to desire. So whether it's visual, it might be auditory, it might be something you hear, it might be something you feel, it might be something you taste or smell even. So just notice for you, what's the way that you have the most access or contact with the way that you want to choose what you want to be bringing in to your life. That's really what we're looking at when we're talking about the liberated life. It's what do we want to free ourselves from, and what do we want to free ourselves to? So we want to look at what do we want to release and what do we want to introduce. And so as you're contemplating what's next, what's the next phase, what's the next emergence for you, how you're going to recognize that we're shedding elements and we are integrating new elements. So we want to make room for what will serve us most by essentially releasing and deleting what no longer serves us. So this is why I think about this as, your updated operating manual. We actually have to update the operating system. We have to update our files. So many of us spend much of our lives living on old software, so to speak, or living even on, living some old way that isn't really up to date. And that's why the updated operating manual is so critical, because life is changing, we're changing, there's a death happening, and we want to make sure that we're as updated on ourselves as possible, because here's the deal, the more in contact and connection we are with ourselves, the better chance we have at true, intimate, connected friendships, relationships of all kinds. So I often say that I think of setting boundaries as the way that when they involve another person, that it's the way that we're giving people pieces of our puzzle. We're giving them pages of our operating manual. We're letting them know who we are. We're letting them know what works for us or what doesn't work for us. So in order for us to be able to have that kind of external connection, we have to have the internal connection first. Hi, Renee, honey. Happy that you're here. So I've got lots of free resources for you right now. Like I said, the operating manual is a resource. It's here. If you're not already on the list, the easiest way to get on my email list is actually just grabbing that free operating manual. But I want you to get on my email list because this Sunday, I have a freebie in an email that I'm sending out that has an exercise in it that you will want to do around this liberated life, around what your freedom feels like. So again, easiest way to get on my mailing list if you're not on there already is to just grab the free operating manual, and then you'll be able to get my, every Sunday I send out a freebie, and it's just a short little exercise to help you ground yourself in whatever it is that we're working with. So like I said, this week we're working with your liberated life. And I really do want to be able to support you in recognizing that you have the power, you have control, you are the creative designer of your future, you are the designer of your life, And it all comes down to the choices that you're willing to make. So you want to always look at, what's that vision that you're holding around the change you want to make? And then look, is this choice in alignment with that vision? Or is it serving the vision, or is it sabotaging the vision? Is this action serving the vision or sabotaging the vision? These are the questions to ask yourself on a daily basis. We are making choices all day long. With every choice you make, you can ask yourself, is this serving or is this sabotaging? Because you want to be able to wake up into knowing what will serve you best, and then coming from the conscious place to do that. And so the jump then becomes something that's incremental. So again, it's not the full-on broad jump, it's the inch by inch. It's the step by step that's going to move you in the direction of the future that you most desire. So that's what I'm all about, the inch by inch of taking the action. Hi, Wendy. And Wendy said the freebies are very good. I'm glad that you like them. Hey, Jenny, nice to see you here too. Great. Yeah. So again, I want to give you as many free resources as I can right now. I want to support you in every way that I can. I'm looking for some new ways that I'm creating to support you as well. And you'll be hearing about all of these things super soon. But again, in the meantime, make sure that you grab your updated operating manual at nancylevin.com/manual, totally free. And that'll put you on my email list, and you'll be the first to know. You'll be the first one on your block to know when the next resources are available for you. All right, loves, happy to spend this time with you. Thanks for tuning in. I'll be here next Thursday, and be well, be safe, take care.